This conference will now be recorded.
So we'll be starting our next topic, that is work center. Okay, the topics that we are going to cover, they are, we will see the structure of the work center, importance of the work center, purpose of the standard value key. Okay, what is standard value key, why it is used, we'll understand. Capacities and their maintenance, how to maintain the capacity and their maintenance. Then we will understand what is pooled capacity, what is reference capacity. We will discuss this. Integration with costing, how the work center is integrated with costing. Then use of default work center, okay, and then work center reporting. So these are the topics we will be covering in the work center. Okay. So first let's talk about introduction to work center. So what is work center? A work center is a location that defines where production activities takes place according to the order requirements. So work center is basically the place at which your production activity happens. So it is nothing but a machine. Normally work center is nothing but a machine, individual machine normally. Okay. So basically in any manufacturing industry, to produce the products, they need some machines, they need some equipments. So those equipments in the SAP are called as work center. Okay. Work centers determine the place where the operation is to be executed. So basically it is the place where you carry out your production operation. Work centers can be defined as individual or multiple machines, people, tools, and so on. Sometimes this work center can be an individual machine or even a multiple machines clubbed into one work center. It can happen also. And a individual person, a single person also can be a work center, or even a group of people can also be treated as a work center. It depends upon the scenario. Okay. Work centers are used in routings and production orders. This I will show you in the subsequent classes. Okay. Work centers are integrated with and support a number of areas like scheduling, capacity planning, and costing. So the data which is maintained in the work center, the information which is maintained in the work center is normally used for scheduling activity, capacity planning activity, and costing activity, costing functions. Okay. Okay. So this is the one. This is what we are talking about. A work center. A work center is a location where a particular operation is executed. So normally, a individual machine, a machine is termed as a work center. Simple. To keep it simple, work center is nothing but a production machine. The following can be defined as work center: individual machine, individual work center, as I just explained. Sometimes group of machines also can be called as work centers, or a entire production line is also can be called as a work center, or an individual person, one single person, or even group of people are also termed as work centers. I'll tell you why a individual person is called as a work center. Suppose let's say in your company you are doing only repacking. Okay. Suppose let's say you receive soaps. Let's say you are working for a soap industry. You have soaps. Now what they do? They take 5 soaps, okay, and put it into one what do you call, one set. Okay, they will pack it as one set. 5 soaps, they will pack it into one set. So this is done by a person, not by a machine. So in that case, the individual person also can be treated as a work center. But most of the time, work center is nothing but a production machine. Okay. So the information which is maintained in the work center is used for scheduling activity. Scheduling means to calculate your production timings, production start date, start time, in finish date, finish time, to do that activities. For capacity planning function, this we will discuss later. Okay, and to calculate the production costs, costing activities, and the information which is maintained in the work center ultimately will get copied to the routing, which we will be discussing later point of time. Okay, so, means tomorrow in the routing class. Okay, so now we'll start with creating the work center in the system. So basically the data in the work center is maintained in 5 sections. First, general data, where you maintain its name, description, standard value key. The standard value key we will discuss in a minute. Then default values for routing. Okay, here you maintain control key and some other information. Then in the capacity data tab, you maintain capacity information, capacity related information like available capacity, that information. Then scheduling data. In the scheduling data, you maintain the scheduling relevant information. Okay, and in the costing tab, you maintain the cost center and activity types. So this is the information is maintained in the work center. Okay. So now let's go to the system and create the work center. So to create the work centers, the key codes are create, it is CR01, change, it is CR02, and display, it is CR03. These are the T codes. Okay. So now let's log into the system and create. Right. So I'll show you the navigation part. Go to logistics. Okay. Go to production. Okay. Go to master data. Okay. Go to work center. Here you see there is a work center. Open the work center. Here again work center. Here create CR01, the one which I just explained. Double click, create work center. Okay. Enter the plant. In which plant you are creating the work center? 1717. Okay. Enter the plant and you enter your work center. So I'll create like this, Kumar underscore, what do you say? I'll create as 61. This is the work center I'm creating. Okay, this is the work center code. Now work center category. So work center category will tell you what type of work center it is. Whether it is an individual machine, this one, the one which we talked about. Whether it is an individual machine or whether it is a group of machines or a production line or a individual person or group of people. That is a work center category. So you have to select from the list. Here you see you have machine, labor, production line, you have some categories. So you have to select from the list. So if you don't enter the work center category here, system will not allow you to continue. Suppose if I don't enter the work center category, if I try to continue, see it is throwing error. Enter either a work center category or a work center to be copied. So that means to create a work center category is mandatory. Okay, so let's create an individual machine. So I selected the category. Now click on the button, enter. So now you will go into the work center information. Here you see the tabs which we just discussed. These are the tabs. General data. You see here, general data, basic data, default values, capacity data, capacities, scheduling, costing, the one which we just discussed. Okay, so what I will do, I'll create a machine called bottle washing machine. So we are developing a beverage industry scenario. Right? So let's say to produce Coke 1 liter bottle, let's say you want to produce Coke 1 liter bottle product. Okay, so first what you will do, you will do the empty bottle washing. Correct, you take the empty bottle and first you clean the empty bottles, right? So for the cleaning of empty bottle you need a machine, so that we are creating now. Okay, bottle washing machine. Bottle washing machine, this is the work center code and its description. Okay, so now enter the description. Now work center category we entered already. Now person responsible, who is the person responsible for this machine, for this work center. So select from the list here 001 work center supervisor. Okay, select this one. Okay, now usage as of now, enter 009 all task list types. This, what is this task list type? What are the different task list types are there? We will discuss tomorrow when we go to routing. So just select 009. Okay, now this backflash shift node type, all these things we'll discuss in the subsequent classes when we go to production order execution. Okay, now the next one is standard value key. So what is the standard value key? Okay, standard values represents the times to be measured when the work center is used on a task list. For example, machine time, labor time, and setup time. So normally, when the production is ongoing, you want to measure some times, okay, or for production activity purpose or for costing purpose. So normally you will measure first your machine setup time, then your machine time, production time, and your labor time. Let's say labor are working on that machine, so you want to measure labor time. So all these are called standard values: setup time, machine time, labor time. And these times are grouped together using a standard value key. Okay, so this key determines which standard values are displayed for the work center. Suppose if you see here, this is the standard value key we are using, SAP one. Suppose if I make this blank, the moment I enter, you see those standard values are now not getting displayed. You see, setup, machine, and labor. Now the moment again I enter the standard value key, I will assign the standard value key SAP1 normal production. The moment I assign, enter, see those are coming here: setup, machine, and labor. So basically you have standard values. These standard values, okay, are assigned to the standard value key. Standard value key. Okay, now the standard value key is finally assigned to the work center, the one which we are doing. Okay, so I will show you the configuration of this also. Okay, let me show you the configuration. Just you will get an idea. SPRO, you need to go to SPRO, SAP reference IMG, scroll down, go to production. Okay, we will discuss this configuration later point of time also. So here, go to basic data, work center. Okay, general data. Here you have standard value. Open this. Here, define standard value key. If you go here, the one which we are using is SCP1. So if you select this, if you go to details, you see here setup, machine, and labor. That's why the moment we assign this in the work center, we are getting this setup, machine, and labor. That is because of this setup. So first you have these parameters. So basically how it is designed is the standard values are nothing but parameters. These parameters are assigned to the standard value key. This is the one I am showing. These three are parameters. Setup is a parameter, machine is a parameter, labor time is a parameter. These parameters are assigned to the standard value key. They are assigned to standard value key, and this standard value key is assigned to the work center. That's it. Okay. So maximum parameters allowed per standard value key is 6. You see here 3 assigned. If you want, you can assign another 3 also. Like in companies, they want to measure water, then you can have to add it here, water. In some companies, they want to measure electricity during the production, then you can add the electricity over here. So that's what you will be doing. Maximum allowed parameters for a single standard value key 6. This is an interview question. In the interviews, they will ask this question. Okay, so this is what the standard value key is entered on the work center basic data tab. Okay, so here this is what we are discussing. So you have parameters all these parameters are assigned to the standard value key, and the standard value key is assigned to the work center. And ultimately, when this work center is assigned to the routing, which we will see tomorrow, these parameters from the standard value key are copied to the operation. This I will show you tomorrow. Okay. So now we'll continue. So this is the standard value key. So now let's go to default values. Okay. In the default values, you enter the control key. So if you go to the control key, I'll enter PP01. Scroll down a bit. PP01, in-house production. That means this work center, this machine is our internal machine, internal work center. That's what PP01. PP01 here, PP01. Okay. This control key we will discuss in detail in tomorrow's class. Tomorrow's class when we go to the routing. That time I will show you. Okay. And the standard text key, all these things are used if you have HR module in place. Okay. So basically why this tab is called as default values means why it is called default values means whatever the information you maintain in this tab, in the default values tab, when this work center is assigned to the routing, to the operation, all the information from here gets copied to the routing operation by default. That's why this tab is called default values tab. This copying of information to the routing operation, which I will show you tomorrow when we go to routing. Okay. So that is a default values. So now here, for your parameters, you need to enter the unit of measure. From where these parameters are coming, setup, machine, and labor from here, from your basic data. These three parameters will also display here in the default values here. Okay. So now I'll enter the unit of measure, HR, hours. I want to measure my setup time in hours, my machine time in hours. Okay, my labor time in hours. So enter the unit of measure. Enter. Okay. Now go to capacity tab. So now here you will maintain the capacity relevant information. Okay. So now let's talk about work center capacities. Okay. A major function of work centers is to support capacity planning and scheduling. As we discussed previously, work center data supports two functions, capacity planning and scheduling. Okay. In order to plan these functions, the available capacity must be maintained in the work center. So to have these two, to execute this capacity planning and scheduling, you have to maintain the available capacity. So what is available capacity? Capacity refers to the ability of a work center to perform a task. So capacity means, available capacity means how many hours the machine can work per day. That is called available capacity. Okay, how many hours? Let's say I run my machine every day 8 hours. So that 8 hours is its standard available capacity. Okay, start time and end time entered in the work center capacity are used for scheduling. Okay, so this is the, if you see this, you will understand. So here in the capacity header, you will maintain everyday machine start time and machine finish time and its break time. Accordingly, it will calculate its capacity. Okay, so how many hours the machine can work per day? That is called standard available capacity. This is very important. Okay, so here standard available capacity. So I will show you how to maintain. So first, what you need to do here is in the capacities tab, you enter the capacity category. Double click on the list, select machine. We are going to maintain machine category. Enter. Okay. Now the moment you enter, it will take you to the capacity header. Okay. Here, enter the information. Okay. Now, who is the person responsible for this capacity? I'll enter as of now A. This I will explain in detail when we go to capacity planning. there is a separate topic called capacity planning. That time I will explain in detail. Okay, so as of now, maintain the capacity responsible. Capacity based unit of measure, how you are going to measure it. I'm going to measure in hours, enter the hours. Now here you need to maintain the standard available capacity. In this subscreen you have to maintain here. This is the one. This is very important. This is the one. This is the place where you have to maintain. Okay. So now let's maintain. So let's say every day this machine is started at 9 o'clock. They start the machine at 9 o'clock. Okay. After that, every day they stop the machine in the evening 6 o'clock. Okay. Let's say they work in general shift. So this is the machine start time every day. This is the machine finish time, end time. Okay. Now length of break. So let's say they take let's say around 1 hour break. So let's say I'll show you a scenario like, okay, they come in the morning 9 o'clock, okay, and then they stop the machine at evening 6 o'clock. But after the 9 o'clock they come around 10:30, they will take 15 minutes break, but they will go for some tea or snacks, and again in the afternoon they go for lunch 30 minutes. Let's say 12:30 to 1, and again in the evening around 4:30 they will take another 15 minutes break. That time they will stop the machine. So total time together, let's say break time is 1 hour. Okay, during this time from morning 9 to evening 6 o'clock, in between they will take 1 hour break. So they will, during that 1 hour they will stop the machine. So that 1 hour you need to enter. So your length of break is your 1 hour total break time. So 9 to 18 hours is total 9 hours. There is a break time of 1 hour. So your capacity will be 8 hours. So let's say my capacity utilized 100%, and I am creating individual machine, one machine as a work center. So here you enter 1. Now the moment I enter, it will calculate the capacity 8 hours. Okay, again I will go to header. See, it calculated as 8 hours. So means morning 9 o'clock to evening 6 o'clock, total 9 hours, 1 hour break time. That means 9 minus 1, 8 hours. 8 into 1, 8 hours. That is a total capacity, available capacity. That means this machine, this work center can work maximum 8 hours per day. That's how we are defining here. Suppose let's say you are clubbing 3 machines as one work center. Then here you have to maintain three machines. So 3 into 8, 24. It will calculate. You see, 3 into 8, 3 multiplied by 8, 24. Like that system will calculate. Okay. So as of now, we are creating individual machine as a work center.